Alright, Facebook and YouTube, I haven't done a video for a while. This is the Subisquare, and this is the whole reason for doing a Subaru swap, if nothing else, is the fact that right here, what you were looking at, sitting in the trunk area, is the AC and heater all ducted in without taking any room up inside. It does eat up a little space in the front, but you still have areas right in here where you can put bags and stuff. There's plenty of room to put probably 2 nice gym bags in there. All of these parts are actually out of the donor, so I have almost no money setting in this thing here. I did do, for those purists there, I did do a little bit of modification. So there's the pipe that is actually going to, and I'll show you in my scrap cowl here in a second, it actually sucks from the fresh air vent is where that's going to go. So it's going to suck it in, fresh air, into the box underneath, into the blower motor, which is going to go, and of course this will all be sealed up. This is just mocked here. That is going to be the AC evaporator there. It's going to move over here, which that's actually the blend section for the heater core. So I'll actually be able to blend hot and cold just like you would in a traditional car. I won't have to worry about shutting off the heat during the summertime. I just keep the flat doors shut so that it's only AC. Here's the box I got. Basically is just going to be a catch box for the air coming out that then is going to duct it in. I didn't say it, I guess. Over there is 5-inch tube that it's sucking through. All of this is HVAC from Home Depot. So that's 5-inch vent duct going into that. The box there and the box here is actually made out of a roof skin from my other square back that we end up scrapping. And then this is going to be dryer vent, which is just 4-inch aluminum. I figured the 5-inch was about the closest I could get that would still fit from the cowls in the way I needed to, but yet give me as close to about the same volume as what the factory box did. And I figured by the time it goes through here, 4 inches is probably going to be plenty, just because of the fact of all the loss from going through all this stuff and where it would drop pressure, or maybe it picks pressure up. I don't know. I'm sure some of you can kind of fill me in on that one there. Give me over here. This, for some of you that don't know, I actually had a second square back as parts. So I ended up saving the cowl so I could get that spot that always rusts out underneath the windshield. And while I was sitting over here before I could cut those pieces out and use it, I decided to do the HVAC and figured, why do I need to be upside down underneath the car when I can just build it with the pieces sitting here? So that's where this is coming from. All that is right there is, once again, the register duct. I think it was 4x10 size there, and it's going to go to there to 5-inch out, which is where that other one comes in. As you can see, it's a little tall at this point. I will go in and cut that down to get it a little bit closer to the size of where it needs to, so that it can actually match up with the other two, which is actually coming out about right in there. So now I will show you the inside so you can see underneath the dash now. Alright, so we're back. Let me see if I can get in here without disturbing it too much or anything. Oh. Okay, so here is going to be, move my wires. So out there, of course, is the fresh air box. And then, like I said, it's going to go to this tube. That's the blower side. That's 5-inch right there, where it'll be sucking air into. And then on this side, if I can keep it there. Here we go. Like this way, maybe. Get the best view. There we go. Underneath and even behind the glove box is going to be 4 inches. As you can see, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to leave that glove box. Nothing's going to be done. It actually is mostly hid for the most part. I'll spray maybe some black on it just to hide it a little better. The other idea is, this is where that air register piece is going to go, and then this piece I'll bring here, and then here I'll build a little box, and then my center console is going to go here. Some of the other videos you've seen, where are we at? There we are. I've used the original Subaru gauge. I was only using the temp gauge and the tack. These over here were not ever connected, and it just kind of hung under the dash. I know there's some pictures of it out there for like that. And the reason was because I'm going to actually take those 2 gauges out, and they're going to go in the center console here, and I got a radio some speakers, and some other good upgrades that'll go in. Also, if you you'll end up seeing that once I build this, there'll also be another duct that'll go down through the center console to the back, and that'll give vents for the back for the kids and whoever the passengers for heat and AC. And then here I can run some vents out to the sides. I might have some that dump out on each side of the console, and then probably going to try to go back up to these. There will also be running ducts back up, like up here, back up to the vents for the dash. So you still have defrost. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to where it separates. It may just be that it blows in all directions and you just do what you got to do kind of thing. I contemplated on leaving it to where it would just suck and recycle air, which we got a couple of winter stuff coming up, so that's probably how it's going to be if I don't get a chance to finish this duct area here, building the bounce and everything for it. It'll just circulate back and forth between the two. I figure it's going to dump enough heat into this car that we should be fine. I had it mounted in the back last year just as a temporary, and it was insane how much heat this thing put out. We actually kept pretty toasty in a Christmas cruise where we were running around with t-shirts. We'd taken off our sweatshirts and coats, and we had the windows cracked probably a good 3 inches down, and the wing vents cracked open, and we were still plenty warm. And at some point, I don't know if any of you had seen it, but it was actually just hot wired to an extra battery that I had from the Legacy. It actually ended up going dead, and when the battery went dead, we didn't even notice it. We kept warm through that. So not a whole bunch of past that, as most of you probably have already seen. If I can move here, I got the MK5 seats put into here. I did build a little radio. Another reason why you always get a donor car. Absolutely no money spent on that thing. The battery came from the donor car, the speakers came from the donor car, and the radio come from the donor car, and just a little bit of wiring some stuff together and call it good. The crate, of course, I supplied, I guess. That's about the only thing. But probably at some point we'll be putting MK5 seats, the match front seats in the back. These are the ones here. But for now, that's probably going to wait until after the new year, just because of the fact that we're getting ready to move. We have our house currently on the market. So once we move, I'm sure that there'll be some other stuff that takes priority over this. But just wanted to kind of get so everybody could see a little bit of this. I'm going to post some pictures too, but just wanted to kind of explain how this is going to work. Also, I have a